You're with the Buck Stops Here Weekend Edition. I'm Ankita Mukherjee. Our top story tonight, there is speculation that the government may have shortlisted 5 names for Bharat Ratna awards, including former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Madan Mohan Malviya, Kanshi Ram and hockey legend Major Dhyan Chand. But even before some or all of those names are formally announced, a growing controversy. While the BJP says many important icons have been ignored by previous regimes, the Congress wants to know why the NDA is delving deep into history to shortlist its candidates. So is this honour that's way overdue for some of India's biggest icons, or has it just become competitive awards politics?
Will the Narendra Modi government honour Atal Bihari Vajpayee with the Bharat Ratna, the country's highest civilian award? The government is silent, but sources indicate that several names are under consideration for the nation's most prestigious award, and they include Atal Bihari Vajpayee, former Prime Minister and BJP patriarch, Subhash Chandra Bose, one of the icons of the freedom movement, Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, founder of the Banaras Hindu University, Kanshi Ram for his contribution towards fighting caste hierarchies, and India's greatest hockey player, Major Dhyan Chand, who was overlooked by the UPA for Sachin Tendulkar.
ये बात सही है कि पिछली सरकार में जो कई ऐसे महत्वपूर्ण लोग थे जिनकी सेवाएं और जिनका देश के प्रति योगदान निश्चित तौर से सराहनीय था और देश उनके योगदान और उनकी सेवाओं को नतमस्तक होकर के सलाम करता है, वो इग्नोर हुए हैं.
The Congress was quick to react to the suggestion that the Modi government was finally recognizing icons ignored by the previous government, with Manish Tiwari tweeting, if the government is going the historical route on the Bharat Ratnas, it should also consider the names of Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev, Lala Rajpat Rai, the founders of the INA, Rash Bihari Bose, General Mohan Singh, Annie Besant, and A.O. Hume, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, as well as determine whether the award to Subhash Chandra Bose, who most eminently deserves it, is being conferred posthumously when attempted in 1992 led to litigation.
Even though no one from the government has officially spoken on this issue, sources indicate that the government has asked the Reserve Bank of India Mint to prepare 5 award medallions, and that a formal announcement could be made just before Prime Minister Modi makes his first Independence Day speech. With camera person Mohammad Arif, Sandeep Phukan, NDTV.
Well, joining me on that discussion tonight from the BJP, Sambit Patra, from the Congress, Amibin Yagnik, Kanchai Laya, writer, political scientist and Dalit activist, also with us tonight. But before I come to all of you, I'm going to play out a quick interview that I had done with Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's grandnephew and his biographer, Sugata Bose. And let's just go across to that. Joining us on the Buck Stops Here Weekend Edition, Professor Sugata Bose, Gardiner Professor of History at Harvard, Netaji's grandnephew, but also someone who's written perhaps one of the most authoritative biographies of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, His Majesty's opponent. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, Professor Bose. There's a great deal of speculation currently that the government is considering a Bharat Ratna for Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. How do you, both as a relative and indeed a biographer of Netaji, respond to these reports?
I'll give you my answer as a historian and biographer and a citizen of India. I hope that the speculation is baseless. I firmly believe that Mahatma Gandhi and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose should be kept above the Bharat Ratna. They belong to a category of their own. Let us honour Netaji by following his ideals.
Professor Bose, do you think in terms of recognition for the enormous role that Netaji played in the history of India's freedom struggle, then it's almost ludicrous to try and confer any kind of award on him, even if it is the Bharat Ratna?
Anyone who has a sense of history will agree with me, I think, that this is an award that has been given to 43 distinguished people. Most of them have made important contributions in different walks of life in the post-independence period. And we should think of the 2 greatest leaders of our freedom struggle in a different vein. And I would be very sorry to see Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's name being bracketed with anyone other than Mahatma Gandhi.
Fair enough, Professor Bose, but while the then government had announced the Bharat Ratna for Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in 1992, it wasn't actually ever conferred. A huge controversy broke out at the time. Many people also objected to the award having a posthumous mention given the sensitivities over his death. It even ran into litigation at the time. So why do you think the government is raking this all up again?
I don't know that the government is choosing to bring it up. I remember what happened in 1992. At that time, my father, Dr. Shishir Kumar Bose, was alive, as was Netaji's wife, Emily Schenkel. And the Narasimha Rao government had offered the Bharat Ratna, and it was politely declined. The issue about posthumous or not wasn't really the point. Even then, in 1992, it was felt that one should not be offering the Bharat Ratna to Netaji after it had been given to, say, someone like Rajiv Gandhi. It just doesn't make sense. Let us leave Mahatma Gandhi and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose to belong to another category, a very different category of great men that our country produced in the first half of the 20th century. So it was offered and declined in 1992. Atal Bihari Vajpayee himself was Prime Minister for 6 years. And I believe he is a man who has a sense of history. So he did not bring it up again. I think Vajpayee himself is a perfectly good candidate for the Bharat Ratna. I would be delighted if this new government were to give him that honor. But I would want Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's name to be left out of these kinds of speculation.
It's important that you mention Atal Bihari Vajpayee because his name is also doing the rounds at the moment. Do you see this as a largely political message to suggest that luminaries who've been ignored by previous governments are now being given their due recognition by this one?
Bharat Ratna is such an award that should not be made a sort of a part of partisan politics. And it is possible that there are or there were very distinguished people who have not yet been given the Bharat Ratna. They may well be considered. But I think that Gandhi and Bose are far above party politics. I'm sure that Narasimha Rao had good intentions and good motives when he decided that he wanted to offer the Bharat Ratna, but I think it was an ill-advised move.
But other members of Netaji's family have gone on record to say that they would rather have the government declassify files that could possibly clear up the mystery of Netaji's disappearance. Would you believe that doing that or constituting a special investigation team now could still provide clarity on what happened there?
I think I have provided perfect clarity in the final substantive chapter of my book, His Majesty's Opponent, which you mentioned while introducing me. It's a chapter titled A Life Immortal, where I address the question of the mortal end of a deathless hero. I have seen all the historical evidence that is available, and I have no doubt in my mind that Netaji was the one front-rank leader of the independence movement who laid down his life on the battlefield for freedom. And I believe that the new younger generation in India is mature enough to come to terms with his mortal end. Of course, as a historian, I believe all files should be made open, but I think there is sufficient evidence. And I would also like to say that there is so much to learn from Netaji's book of life. We have to focus on his life and work and not be distracted by the fruitless controversy over his death. And that is a shift of focus that I tried to bring about with my book, His Majesty's Opponent. I realized that the life was greater than the legend and needed to be told.
All right, Professor Sugata Bose, thank you so much for joining us on The Buck Stops Here. So several interesting points being raised by Netaji's grandnephew and biographer there. And Kanchai Laya, I would like to bring one of those across to you directly. He made the point that the Bharat Ratna has to be above partisan politics. And the names that we're hearing tonight, do you believe that this is indeed honor overdue for some of India's best known, greatest national icons? Or is there a sense also that perhaps there is a fair amount of, well, a selection-making process that's gone behind this that is not entirely just recognizing people who haven't been given attention so far?
Ankita, you know, after seeing that even Sachin Tendulkar could get Bharat Ratna, it is definitely a political kind of gesture that these governments are doing. But certainly, this team that they picked up this year, if they give to all these 5, certainly a better team, I must say. But why involve Subhash Chandra Bosu, whom the entire family does not want? Why does this government want his name again into this? The second one is, choosing Kanshi is a very, very tactical move on the part of Narendra Modi for 2 reasons. One, that he is the most respected leaders among the untouchable Dalits who have been oppressed for centuries, and a very latest memory in the history of India. Secondly, I think they are definitely aiming at winning UP this time, and by giving Bharat Ratna to Kanshi Ram, they will certainly work out something around his memory, his life, and take a leaf from even Mayawati. It seems like that. But my understanding is, I think they should have also considered at least one tribal leader who has really changed the tribal life from independence days, a person like Birsa Munda. That I think is more important in my view. I hope they would see at least in the next future.
Okay, I'm going to take that across to the BJP. Interesting points being raised by Kancha Ilaiah there. UP Assembly elections not too far away. Is there a certain political sort of slant to all of this, given the fact that, Madan Mohan Malviya, there's a connection to Varanasi there, Mr. Modi's own constituency, the fact that, wooing the Dalit constituency may not be a bad idea at this time?
Ankita, I believe before the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, every now and then in every debate we used to transgress to Gujarat. And thereafter, now I believe after the election results, every now and then we find an excuse to go to Uttar Pradesh. So in Bharat Ratna awards also, though they are speculative, nothing has been declared, no notice is there, no one. We as the spokespersons are not aware of any such move by the government as of now.
Well, for the subject of this debate, we are assuming that, there is some indication that these reports, 5 medallions are being minted by the Reserve Bank of India as we speak. So, whether or not all 5 are conferred, and I believe, in fact, you can't choose more than 3 a year. So all of those will have to be factored into consideration. But, we accept that these names are out there.
No, you're absolutely right. There may be names out there. There may be something that you all know of, we do not know of. But still, since a debate is going on, I have to put my points. First and foremost, no politics should be seen in honors. Kancha Ilaiah's first portion I agree to, and he says that parties in politics should not be brought into Bharat Ratna. Secondly, and most importantly, as far as politics is concerned, we have seen in the yesteryears as to how Congress in many ways has politicized the award of Bharat Ratna. Kancha Ilaiah was ironically saying that likes of Sachin Tendulkar got the Bharat Ratna, to which I disagree. Sachin Tendulkar is a great figure. We all love him. He deserves Bharat Ratna more than once. But ironically, the way the Congress did it was politicization. And secondly, what most importantly baffles me is the way 2 prime ministers of the country, I have utmost respect for those 2 prime ministers, but those 2 prime ministers of the country in 1955 and 1971 nominated themselves for Bharat Ratna. This is something which baffles me, though I have respect for the prime ministers. And how, in a single family, we have 3 Bharat Ratnas. That also is a matter of concern for me.
Okay. Ameby and Yagnik, respond to all the points that are being made, but begin by telling us what is the Congress's issue with this shortlist. We've heard from senior Congress spokesperson today asking why is the BJP delving or the NDA delving into the historical route, and if indeed you go into history, then there are so many other people who could be considered. What seems to be the Congress's issue? And given the fact that 8 out of 10 years the UPA was in power, they didn't even bother conferring a Bharat Ratna award. Why speak now?
The first thing is that there is no issue here. It was just possibly a suggestion. You can always coin it as a suggestion that if you're talking about freedom fighters or people who contributed exceptionally at the time of freedom fighting and independence, if you're going to take that route, there may be several other names that can be equated with that name. That might be the suggestion. Congress doesn't have any issue. As we all know, this is the highest civilian award that is conferred on persons with exceptional service to the country. There should not be any kind of politics or motives or any kinds of any doubts, and even why a certain person was given at a certain point of time. I think we should be all beyond that. And if there's a suggestion, let's keep it as a suggestion, and it's the government's prerogative and the Prime Minister to recommend the name to the President. And right now we don't even have a list. So let there be a final list, and there should not be any speculation.
The moment it is left up to a Prime Minister's discretion, do you believe that a certain element of political bias could creep in?
Well, we can't just overlook that. You can put it in that, maybe you can call bias, or you can call whether the Prime Minister feels that he would like to see the list. And maybe there have been a lot of suggestions today all over on a couple of channels that there should be some kind of a committee who should give the inputs, and there should be a long list, and there should be more names. So we do not know what exactly goes into this particular finalization of the names which the Prime Minister sends to the President.
Okay, I mean, Yagnik,
but
I think the biggest criticism today has also been about the Congress, you know, holding back or not conferring awards on many people. In fact, I'm being joined on the phone line now by Karuna Shukla, former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee's niece. Ma'am, thank you for speaking to us. Your reactions to these reports that Mr. Vajpayee's name is being considered now for a Bharat Ratna. Also, do you think that perhaps, you know, had the Congress chosen to honor the former Prime Minister with the Bharat Ratna during its tenure, the UPA's tenure, it could have benefited a great deal?
ये सरकारों के विषय हैं। सरकार जिनको भी चाहे उनको भारत रत्न दे सकती है। जहां तक माननीय श्री अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी का सवाल है, हमारा वाजपेयी परिवार अगर उनको भारत रत्न दिया जाता है तो हमारा वाजपेयी परिवार इससे बहुत गौरवान्वित अपने आप को महसूस करेगा।
All right, Ms. Shukla, thank you so much for joining us with your view on that. But I'd like to take this further, really. Is the Bharat Ratna the highest sports, literary, artistic or cultural achievement prize that India can give, or, you know, is this about service to the nation?
So we all know that till 2011 it had specificities. Like for instance, the sportsman could not get a Bharat Ratna, but then 2011 amendments leaves a very wide scope. It is a service to the humanity. So any kind of service rendered to the humanity makes a man eligible for the Bharat Ratna award. So I believe that is something which a committee can decide, or that is something which is beyond legislation. But the irony is, the reason why I am baffled at a number of points is how gradually politics is creeping into this highest award. And it's not that it's creeping in now. I would like to bring in a few other points also over here. If you remember the way Kamraj was given Bharat Ratna, and then there was a great deal of controversy which blew out, which said that Indira Gandhi gave. I do not doubt Kamraj's integrity. I only saying what was discussed then. It was told that since Indira Gandhi had to face the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly elections, just prior to election, Kamraj was given a Bharat Ratna. Similarly, Rajiv Gandhi conferred Bharat Ratna in 1988 to MGR. And it was said that since in 1989 we had elections in Tamil Nadu. These are discussions which were done during those periods. So I believe no kind of politics should, as far as Atal Bihari Vajpayee is concerned, our government in 2008, Mr. Lalkrishna Advani, had written a letter to the then government that Atal Bihari Vajpayee is a person who should be given a Bharat Ratna award, and all the way Bharatiya Janata Party had maintained that.
A quick response, Amibeni Yagnik, and I do have to wrap this up.
Well, I think once again, I would say that maybe there could be a lot of discussions and debates on when you confer the Bharat Ratna, because at that time we don't take all the inputs, but giving it a political color, whoever the person is, I think is not befitting to any one of us discussing, and the appropriateness of the Bharat Ratna. Let it be as dignified as it can be, and instead of doing this, because there will be cases and short lists and long lists, because there will be many persons who would be left out and who would be
Hopefully Manish Tiwari listens to this debate today and tweets something.
But there would be questions and questions about it, yes.
Well, questions will always be raised, and presumably before elections they will be raised.
Let's not give it a political color, yes.
All right. It's good to hear you say that. I mean, Yagnik Sambit Patra, thank you for joining us on this discussion tonight. We won't know perhaps until the Prime Minister actually formally makes that announcement in his Independence Day speech, or perhaps earlier. But for the moment, that controversy continuing.